So here's a pitch.
Hit me.
Bunch of kids, right? They go stay at a beach house on a beach. They drink, party, go skinny dipping, and then get murdered. You know, like all those summer camp movies they've been putting out lately. Except it's on a beach, in a beach house.
Yeah, people definitely go to the beach during summertime.
They sure do.
And do the skinny dip.
Yes, sir.
And drink and party.
Bet your ass.
And I bet some of these people even get murdered at those summertime events.
Who's to say?
So what are you gonna call this super duper summertime vibing movie you got going on anyways?
Fall break.
What?
Yeah, fall break. Even wrote a song for it. You want to hear?
Get the fuck out of my house!
The Mutilator, aka Fall Break, a film that director Buddy Cooper said he made once he came into some money, stating that it was either make this film or start a vineyard. And he and I both agree. Motherfucker should have started a vineyard. In the film, a bunch of twatty college kids go away for the weekend to drink, party, have unprotected sex, and get butchered by a psycho killer. Jesus fuck, do I even need to say it? All before. Give me the good stuff. I gotta give it to this film. It takes a minute to get going, but once bitches start getting killed, bitches be getting killed left and right. And I refer to both men and women when using the term bitches, because equality. The gore's pretty doggone savage. The Mutilator shoves a giant fish hook up a girl's hoo-ha and then proceeds to pull said hook all the way up to the young lass's boobies. That, plus a kid blowing his mom away with a shotgun, weed whackers to the chest, and disemboweled, gyrating upper torsos of mutilating maniacs cutting the legs off of jackassy first responders makes this a classic 80s gore fest shit show. And now it's time to talk about the shit. I get so much goddamn whiplash from the fucking tonal inconsistencies of this movie, I start to feel like Chrissy at the beginning of fucking Jaws. First, we see a kid accidentally kill his mom. Then we meet that kid as a young adult, and it is barely mentioned in passing that this is the same child. From there, we break into some sort of hokey musical opening credits sequence, complete with a jackassy Hallmark song to really set the mood. The middle of the film plays like a weird teenage sex comedy with random shots of the Mutilator thrown in there to try and build suspense. All the kids get killed. The killer gets cut in half by a car, but is still attacking fools after he's lost his lower torso. Then the flick ends with this overly dramatic, somber tone that feels like it's trying to tug on your heartstrings just before the credits start, and that dumb-ass song kicks back in out of fucking nowhere. Sorry if I just spoiled a 40-year-old goddamn movie for you, but this shit is all over the fucking map. The dialogue in this movie is so horrendous that I'd rather strap my balls in between two pieces of concrete brick and have my 2-year-old kid jump up and down on it repeatedly than listen to these assholes talk. That song is catchy as fuck. Fall break! But in the worst way possible. You can't unfuck that fuckery once it's fucked its fuck inside of your brain. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but are we supposed to believe that the wall art hanging in Big Ed's house are actual kills? Motherfucker has a fucking hammerhead shark on the wall. A hammer goddamn head. Do any of these fuckfaces know what happens to a shark's skin once it's been out of the water for an extended period of time? When Mike dies, his reaction to literally being murdered to death is what it would look like if one of the animatronics from Pirates of the Caribbean got sucked off by a 2-cent hooker. All this other bullshit is charming and whatnot, but this shit is downright bad. Pam and Ed are the only characters that make a conscious decision to abstain from sex. And in the making of documentary, the filmmakers say that that was a conscious decision. And you know what? Fuck that shit! Stop fucking slut-shaming in movies, man. I'm sick of it. We should be having like more sex all the time. That shit is good for you. Have as much sex as you can. Practice safe sex. Or just Put it in the butt, gang. It's a hell of a lot more fun than anyone cares to admit, especially because everyone's always telling you not to do it. And what's more fun than doing something you're not supposed to?
Go ahead and give me that rewatch.
All I'm gonna say about this rewatch is do it often. And every time you do, watch it with someone who has never seen it before. Sit back, relax, and watch that hopeless viewer's mind get fucked by stupid. The film's tonal inconsistencies, laughably bad acting, and weak story are cater-made for the 80s slasher craze. If this film comes out in any other decade, it simply does not work. But the never-ending charm of the 1980s aesthetic and practical effects, mixed with pure nostalgia for a time when horror didn't have to be anything other than fun, makes this a slasher mainstay and earns the Jony Horror badge of honor as hot 80s horror trash. Well, that about does it for this episode of the Jony Horror Reviews. Can't wait to bring you jackasses some big-ass lumps of coal next month. But in the meantime, I encourage you guys to be kind to one another. With the holidays right around the corner, folks are liable to start getting ornery, and I just hope you have the opportunity to choose goodness over assholery, because at the end of the day, a little bit of love goes a long way. I mean, once you shove it up the butt, you're already doing like 3 things the church told you not to do. Premarital sex, sodomy, and you are certainly not honoring your mother and father's wishes. Hoo-ha!